Alright, let's give this a try. I decided to pick up the Forgotten City a little while ago. It dropped a tiny bit early. It was supposed to go out on the 28th, and usually it's time to Pacific Coast time here in North America. But yeah, they appear to have made it go live. Yeah, perhaps it's based on European time or whatnot. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm now playing the award-winning The Forgotten City. Originally a mod for Skyrim, interestingly enough, before spinning off to its own award-winning game. It was even nominated for like the BAFTA Game of the Year and things like that. I'm somewhat familiar with this game. I saw the Game Master Toolkit's sort of deep dive into how the game works. Although that was a few months ago, and they didn't really delve into the storyline or any significant spoilers in my mind. But mostly about how interesting it is, this sort of Groundhog's Day murder mystery. And yeah, I've been wanting to play this game for a while. I came so close to buying it at the Steam summer sale, but I'm glad that it is now on my favorite platform of Stadia. Alright, I'll just give it 1 second, and let's actually see what the settings are first. Okay, language is English, crosshair, subtitles yes. I don't really need any background, thankfully enough. Okay, there's different audio levels, not just there's master volume effects, ambiance, voice. That's always a good feature. Sensitivity, different weapons. Alright, let me just get 1 second to turn off the fan, since I don't know how that is picking up audio-wise. And yeah, let's get going. Go into here. Let's take a look here. Let's see, can I see my content live? For some reason it's not showing up on my... No, I don't want YouTube music. Just want to make sure, always before I fully start. Even though I'm aware I have roughly 0 viewers. Ah, here I am. Where I have roughly 0. Alright. So very good. I can chat with anybody who might stumble in here while I have a little bit of fun. Okay, now I don't need settings anymore. I need to go to new game. Message from the developers. The game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. Your support allows us to continue doing what we love, and we are deeply grateful. This is a mystery adventure with multiple endings. The rewards, thoughtful conversation, and exploration, not brute force. The fate of the city is in your hands. Horizon today. Hello, fellow person.
Hey! You're alive! When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Character selection. Okay, I guess these are supposed to be gender signifiers. Wait. I can't. I actually couldn't tell from the coins. The coins do not, to me, look terribly masculine or feminine. But it's the hand shapes. It's like, oh, those are actually different. Sure, I'll be female. Yeah, okay, different skin tones. Yeah, maybe it's just the lighting, but I do think that this looks good. I don't know if it's going to be representative of anything. But sure, I'll go with that. Enter your name. No. Eh. How do I... Okay, there we go. X... Demi... Oops. MCK. There we go.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Ooh. So these are different backgrounds. I wasn't aware of quite this. I don't think I need a gun. Being faster is nice. Harder to take down. Yeah, I don't really think this is an action game, so I don't think I necessarily need running. I don't think. I wasn't under the impression this was an action game, so... Yeah, I'll search for ancient ruins.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
I do like her voice actor, but I will say that the hair mesh that they chose for her is very distractingly not so great. Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even gonna tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Why don't you want to help me?
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Hee. I should be nice to her. I shouldn't make fun of her name. Thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
She's being very generous to people that she just met. What can you tell me about the ruins, Karen?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
That's all the questions I apparently had.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
Alright, I'm in.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
The
play
entrance
good
is just
character
past those
for the
columns
first run
behind
through.
you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Flashlight. Heavy duty battery powered. Yeah, for normally these types of games, I usually play a good character the very first time. An old wooden rowboat, Karen must have used to rescue me from the river. Yeah, I usually play a good character.
The ruins are
the very
just
first
beyond
time.
those columns. Please, hurry.
Then I'll play a more greedy character a bit later on. After I get a feel for the evil. Yeah, the graphics do remind me of Skyrim, but I'm aware that for the solo release, they probably had to come up with all new assets. Whether licensed or not. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Let's resume. Yeah, okay, now here's an inventory screen. Here we go. So I have some of these Roman coins. Doesn't appear as though the flashlight has any energy meter, hopefully. So I doubt we'll need to worry about if the battery runs out in the Forgotten City. How's note read?
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place."
Ooh.
Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Alright, I do like the voice acting. I'm gonna, increase the size of the subtitles, but otherwise I do like... Yeah, let's see if how very large does. Yeah, okay, inspect this. Latin plaque which reads, "You..." Alright, I didn't even get a chance to really read that. Okay, I'm underwater because I'm seeing a meter which is going down. Alright, let's see. Is there anything I can loot? Something tells me that I probably can't loot before going in the city, but I'll still look around. I am mildly amused that it's possible for me to bring a gun. If I decided to be a secret agent. I think I heard a... Interesting, I just press a button and do this. Okay, so I guess these are filtered. I don't think I like these filters. No, let's stick with the normal. I assume all these gold people are sinners of sorts. Long. Loading, okay. Also, the loading screen did worry me for a second because it did sure seem to freeze for a brief bit. Okay, so a Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Okay. A young Roman woman, it seems like she was begging for her life. Ooh, okay, spooky. Alright. Okay, it only appears that only some of them you can interact with. Roman legionary in a state of terror, okay. And I just knocked him over. Smack. Yeah, they all seem to be freaked out at the temple over there. A Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Yeah, this is definitely underground, interestingly enough. There's a golden statue. A rather modern-looking fellow. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be out, but how is that possible?
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Well, that wouldn't be much of a game if I didn't look behind a portal. If I decided to just head on back. Young Roman woman in a state of panic. See this guy. A Roman man on his knees as if begging for the gods for mercy. Alright, I don't even have to select it. As long as I'm nearby, it just sucks me in. Resistance is futile. Alright, a little bit of tooltips happening on our right-hand side. And apparently I am no longer here. The portal is gone. A Roman relief depicting a great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. I wonder if the idea of women versus men would be different if I chose a male character. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of clipping with these leaves, but otherwise that's fine.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, the meta level knowledge of this game is I know that they will repeat, so I might as well just tell them the truth at first. Or, wait, why are you speaking English?
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
I'm DemiurgeMCK, and I've just come from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Seriously, what's today's date?
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
What year?
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly?
Archaeologist inside.
CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen,
Common error.
most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear
Political
of it
intrigue.
and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Ah, that one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
All right, lead the way.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Dark, broody, evil sounding at least. It would be bad if I tried stealing something, right? Small household shrine where ancient Romans offer daily prayers for protection. Okay.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm DemiurgeMCK.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains many hundreds of years ago.
It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
I can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and what many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
I probably shouldn't offend him too much. I am curious, though. Might as well ask now. I mean, the worst thing is that he gets offended. Don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Valid point. Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Boo. Don't you people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
My mistake. Or, yeah, I mean, I know he's gonna reset, so let me just say, when I'm friendly, consider these things important.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
What do you mean when you said Serfina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city?
You all been turning the golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
How does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
One second, I'm just needing to reply to a text message that I got. It's, why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do you know you're not the person responsible? Or let's see. Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
Very intriguing. If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Ooh, alright, breaking your paradox. I think so. That's all the questions I have.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule?
Alright, I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them, if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
All right, I'll get
Oh,
started.
and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll get right on it. Sure, why not? Alright, press up to check my quest. Let's see, take a look in here. Let's see, is there anything I can investigate here? No. Talk to this random person. Stranger.
Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
I think that what they were doing with the eyebrow thing is interesting, but it's making her look weird. I get what the developer's trying to get at, but it's kind of making her look silly. What do you think of the Golden Rule?
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
Alright, so her sister is one of the 3 people that's missing. Well, at least you know blasphemy doesn't break the Golden Rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
I suppose we'll find out sooner or later.
I suppose we will.
Do you know a way out of here?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Mouth breathers? Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
Sentia. Why are your names so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Your father didn't mention any of this when I spoke to him. Any idea why?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
You look surprisingly relaxed at your sister's disappearance.
I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Are you?
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Yeah, I know they gave me an option to accuse her of doing the sin, but yeah, I think there isn't anything to really accuse her.
citizen.
Just random person.
What were you two talking about?
Sorry, what?
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. If he's making a last-ditch effort to pick up votes by talking to a woman, he's even more senile than I thought. Everyone knows women can't vote.
Thanks for the warm welcome. I'll be going now. Or we weren't talking about the election. Yeah, I'll do that one.
What else would you be murmuring about on election day? Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
I wasn't thinking of interfering. Nah. I'll just say I don't want any trouble.
Good. Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Fine, mind if I ask some questions?
Can't hurt.
What's your story?
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
Why are you just like a gladiator?
Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why.
Okay, but you know when you're in an arena.
You want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunnus.
Who are you gonna vote for?
Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, how can we trust him to protect us?
Do you know a way out of here?
When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
What do you think about the golden
I
rule?
think it's gone on long enough. And Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
Sounds great. How's he gonna do that?
He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
Why can't you help tell me
Because
now?
if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that.
I'm not sure I
Old
believe
man
that.
Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confituare.
Keep an
Isn't
eye
the
out for
great
Scintilla,
temple
would you?
majestic? A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
What's your story?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I do?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Alright. What's a Vestal princess?
You really don't know? You are from far away, aren't you? Well, I am one of the priestesses, charged with keeping the sacred flame in Rome's shrine of Vesta
Is
burning.
Vesta
I take it you know who Vesta is?
Is that the goddess, the equivalent of Hestia? The goddess of the hearth? I wonder. Yes, I do.
Excellent.
What do you do here?
Put simply, I tend to the temples, ensure their sanctity is preserved.
Why?
Why? So that we continue to honor our gods, invite their blessings, and not bring their wrath down upon us, of course.
It's vital that we keep them appeased and remain in their good graces.
How do you end up here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of the river unconscious and sent me here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
Carries negative connotations where I'm from.
Why is that?
Because of the memes.
The memes? What are the memes?
A meme is a smaller image you share with other people. They become a bit like their own language.
So, a bit like Egyptian hieroglyphs, then?
Something like that.
So your people make hieroglyphics depicting this accursed character, the one they call Karen. I wonder if... No.
What are you gonna say?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
Alright, I'll do that.
Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
Livia? What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
Interesting. I'll be careful.
Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
I'll see what I can do. I've been asking people how they wound up here.
And did you notice anything? A pattern?
Nothing really.
Well then, keep asking people. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind.
Yeah, let me go back.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Okay, so... Yeah, let me go to the original thing. Oh, what the heck? Why is there a golden person here?
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
What's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Seleucia and Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. One they call Ironclads.
Why are you still wearing your legionnaire armor?
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
Why don't you have a weapon?
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
How'd you end up here?
Same way as everyone else.
I don't know how everybody else does.
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
What are you dealing with?
None of your business. Introiti ipsum commensula.
Let's talk about something else.
If we have to.
Get your way out of here.
If I did, do you think we'd be having this conversation?
What do you think about the golden rule?
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
What do you mean? Or I know the feeling. I've lived through a pandemic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna screen cap that. That is just bad. Oh my goodness.
Then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong, while we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned.
What do you think is coming?
I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it.
I think you're right.
Of course I am.
Who are you gonna vote for?
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
Anything you do to change that?
No.
I'm going to be going now.
Whatever.
Okay, so they're interesting. So the people who are currently here are not first inhabitants of the city. There have been others who have been doing stuff and they turn to gold. Oh. Yeah, and there's no way to really open doors, you just have to donk them open. Yeah, so far there's really nothing to steal. Maybe that gets unlocked later.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman.
What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Ooh, is there something I could do to help?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
I'll get right on it.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
I can investigate Julia. Okay, so I can investigate dead bodies.
May
Interesting.
Apollo keep you safe.
Greetings and salutations.
No, this is a new person.
Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
I'm from beyond the edges of the known world. Sure.
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
What's your story?
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
How did you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Why don't you tell me what you do remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing.
That's
when
morbid.
I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
So you floated down the Tiber?
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Oh, interesting. Why set up a tailor shop here?
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
Yes, more or less.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
Fair enough. Let's talk about something else.
Anything you like.
What do you think of the Golden Rule?
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
Why do you say that?
Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus.
Interesting perspective. What can we do about it?
If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing."
Huh. Sounds simple enough, or yeah, easier said than done.
Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act.
That's a pessimistic view of things.
It is not all bad, my friend, because it is this fragility which makes life so precious. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
Who are you gonna vote for?
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Domitius. Anything I could do to change that?
Nothing comes to my mind, my friend.
No way out of here.
Not so loud. What are you playing at?
Sorry, did I say the wrong thing?
Have you not been told about the last attempt?
The last attempt?
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story.
Why don't you tell me? Or... It's not as if I'm going. Yeah, why don't you tell me?
Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
I can do that. Or why hasn't anybody done that yet?
They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Ooh, interesting. So a sin is also just to leave the place. I'll be going now.
My story? How kind of you. Anything you like.
I'll be going now.
I hope that our...
So that's interesting information.
How'd you do?
Translate. Ulpius the thief stole my purse and I, whomever wrote this, did not finish.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
That's an Australian
Terrible shame
or
to you,
New
yeah.
Zealand accent?
But we just have to carry on, don't we?
What is this resin? I don't think I've ever talked to anybody about it. What's your story?
You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum, lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, Pretty young thing named a camphor. Push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
You chose the girl, right?
The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money.
Yes.
So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
So you took her with you after all? I know he didn't, but I'll still ask. Why not? I'm curious to see what happens.
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Sounds like you got what you deserve.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
Do you know of a way out of here?
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Thanks, I'll keep an eye out for them. What do you think about the golden rule?
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
Obtain a bow. Interesting. Let's see what I can do. Hasn't the magistrate banned weapons?
Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, friend.
What are you gonna vote for?
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
I'd like you to vote for Cynthia's.
Not going to happen.
I'll need some... Yeah, I don't know why this top option is, because I don't think I've ever actually talked about this with anybody else, unless I, missed it while I was going into the kitchen to get a drink or something.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
How would I come up with 1,000 denarii?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
You're price gouging over life-saving medicine. What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Did you hear that? Take it.
Hear what?
That whisper?
You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
What happened to Navia?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not?
I don't have that kind of money.
Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget?
I'll be going
Very
now.
well. Another time.
So I do have the option to steal it from his stall, but I don't... I know that from videos that would not be so great.
Salve.
The voices are telling me to buy it, to get it. I mean, should I? No, I'll leave it for now, even though I know it'll trigger something back. It's really wanting me to do this. Okay. Fine, I'll steal it. Follow my...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Save yourselves!
Yeep. Holy moly. Okay, so it's actually people with arrows. And they're hurting me. I don't like it. So I'm back here. Let's see, do I have an inventory screen? And I have a resin, okay.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
I'm DemiurgeMCK, and we've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
I will say that I do like the voice acting. Your name's Valerius, and you're about to offer me Tiffany's Lucentia so you can tell me about the golden rule.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem, I have
and
to go.
since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Zip line handlebar? Okay,
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably. All right,
I'll be going now.
see you around.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cumulatus decius won't give it to me.
I have the resin here, take it.
What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Yes. I heard she got sick earlier and I went to find medicine.
But how could you know she needed this exact medicine? And how did you even get it? I guess it doesn't matter. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
I keep hearing the statues whispering. Is that normal?
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
Forget I said anything.
Anything about what?
She seems nice. I like this Lucretia. can we talk about what do you think about the Golden Rule?
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
Do you know about it here?
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
What's your story?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Why are you working out of a shrine?
Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Tell me more about Navia.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Ooh.
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I'll get right on it, why not?
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Be careful who you trust. Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Can I ask what happened to you?
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
I want to know how somebody poisoned you without breaking the golden rule.
The golden rule? That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
Is that who poisoned you?
Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, let's talk about something else. Or I can't help you unless you tell me what happened.
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
I have all the time in the world.
I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Why would he lend you so much money?
I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
What's hemlock?
It's a deadly poison made from a plant. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Okay, so it's looking like if we wanted to get 1,000 denarii, we would get it from the hemlock dealer. If we wanted to legitimately get that television. Surely that would have broken the golden rule.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
So you poisoned yourself?
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid.
So what happens to you now?
When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
Sorry, is there anything I can do to help?
I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
Ooh. I have a better idea. How much would it cost to buy your freedom?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
Perhaps I can help him too.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but... thank you.
I'll get right on it. Yeah, I'll probably only do like one more thing.
May Apollo keep you safe.
One day of this.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Oh, the moon.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any... Okay, here's the jump feature. Can I go this way? The game's not letting me go over there, okay. Something interesting. First suicide anything to trigger it. Trigger the golden rule being broken. Yes, I can hear you. But the game implies that his suicide might be the trick to things going really badly. Get up here. I mean, it's visibly a ladder. There we go. Okay. Let's actually check something. Okay, yeah, there doesn't appear to be any very specific, like, clock in here. It's just that things happen in a sequence.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Actually, I really need to talk to Ulpius.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Alright, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Ulpius, can we talk?
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
I was gonna ask you what's wrong.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
If suicide didn't break the golden rule, what does that mean?
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the golden rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
What? Was that my fault?
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived.
What happened now?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
I urinated into Malleolus' villa from above and got away with it. Okay, so the voices are telling me to jump. I don't wanna. Leap of faith? If I die, it'll just reset now. I'm not gonna follow you. But I will try to get away into this silly temple. So there is a bit of a wilderness, but the game isn't letting me really explore that part. We can't move this big ol'. Oh, okay, that's why I can't move it. Hello. Ooh, a fish. Okay, so it looks like I need some sort of key to get in here, and I bet this is what gets me into the temple with the weird lady. Everybody says if we can't figure out how to get into the temple, she locked herself in. Okay, good to know. I am the super special protagonist and can figure out how to do things no one else has. So there is some sunlight coming in from the ceiling. Secret bow, interesting. I'm locking myself in. Don't try to follow me. Nothing will good will come from it. Is there another way in? expect? Where could the water be coming from? Interesting question. Where would the water be coming from? I have arrows. Okay, stepping in fire is bad. Can I pick up the fire? Probably not. I am of ill health. Okay, there appears to be a way to get from... Aha, interesting. Yeah, this is the same. I think that the whispers of the thing are trying to help me, but I can't actually get up there. At least not without another tool. Maybe there's like a grappling hook or something. I mean, I have a zip line, but that's not quite the same thing, obviously. Ah, well, shish. I don't have any sort of lockpicks or whatnot to get into. It's just... These might be climbable if only they could support my weight. Can I get down here? I probably can't. Oh, what's that? Oh, I can crouch, okay. Well, I did know I could crouch, but that's still not quite helpful. Okay, I gotta figure how to... into the villa, which I can't do because... no, okay. Yeah, I somehow suspect that if I die, that would be bad. I would just reset the clock. Denarius. No, I'm not gonna steal, but I can read. Directions to a secret shrine. Ooh. The caves behind the theater. Right. Right and right. Okay, two rights. You listen to with their ears. I don't know what that means. And this game is quite interesting. It's just a little bit hard to purposefully hard to figure out why what is happening.
Citizen.
Yes, I am a citizen, even though in this timeline you have not met me yet. Don't steal anything, don't hurt anybody, don't... Okay. Oh, is this the theater? So, right... Said something about a cave behind the theater, so I guess it's on the other side? That's not good. Some random guy on what I assume is torture wheel. No, I want to go this way. Okay, so those vines are definitely going to be something that I will eventually be able to climb. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. To alliance with you, cultist. Okay, so it looks like these might be Christians because of the fish and bread. Because I'm aware on a meta level that fish is symbol for Jesus. And that guy seems to be in some sort of very lovely trance. I'm going very deeply into an area where I've... Yeah, it's creepy. Denarius? Okay, so I got some money. Possibly the last bottle of wine in the city. Okay, so I have booze. I've, for some fortunate reason, found booze in a lost city. Okay. I'm just gonna continue going right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm suspecting that there might be multiple iterations of people who like lived in the city and then somebody broke the golden rule. So it looks like, yeah, somebody fought here. Maybe that caused their broken golden rule to break. Unfortunately, I just can't keep a bind. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bones. Interesting. Livia. The place is called the Accursed Spirit. Telios offers up his innards to be torn, stretched over 9 fields. You Tantalus cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you. Use Sisyphus attack on, or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixion returns and follows after himself and flees. And 49, Belides. You dare to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husbands, touch again with incessant labor the water they have lost. Okay. I mean, I'm liking that I'm grabbing some new items like the wine and such, but I'm still not entirely sure how they connect with the greater plot. Priestess, okay. Let's go further down, why not? Ooh, another chest, okay. Yeah, okay, so I'm not gonna believe them when they next say that it's the last bottle of wine in the city. Because I'm obviously accumulating wine for some greater reason. And I'm back in the city. Everything is all beautiful, I assume. Let's see, can I swim? Actually, yes, I know I can, actually. So this is a key port, but I can't swim. Or I can't swim underwater, to be more precise. Or can I? Okay, so there is some underwater stuff. I see a meter there. Yeah. Bonk. Okay, I heard something about the priestess, so I'm just gonna go to her. I think she's up here, is she? Where's the priestess?
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
I'm hearing the word no. Maybe we shouldn't meet there?
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go.
Never mind, I don't know why I said that.
The shrine is collapsing.
Uh-oh. Warning, shrine may collapse any moment. Okay. Well, she did. Hello.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I don't know Quintius.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood?
Got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
We're just a small community of strangers who wound up here by accident.
A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
You got the wrong idea. We're not cultists.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
I'm still looking for my way out. We're not keeping a secret, we're all trapped here.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave?
It's not that we're not allowed to leave, we should leave. There's no way out.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
Not a mantra, no.
Another lie. So you really do believe that? Fascinating. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues?
There were once people who returned to gold as punishment.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me.
We didn't turn them to gold. A god did it, and we don't know which one.
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our god told us to do it. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it.
What can you tell me about Quintius?
Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
Perhaps the Emperor or...
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not?
I have no idea who or where he is.
Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words?
I should say Jesus Christ Hernandez is gonna do that. You said you wouldn't kill me if I
And
told
there's
you
a
to.
simple explanation for that. I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Okay, so the arrow thing.
Kill me.
Oh no. So I wonder what the difference is. Continue from last save. Okay. I didn't do a save, like not a manual save. Let's see what this is. Okay, so I actually do have to be on my toes to get to the thing.
Help! You have... Fabia, but now's not... Are you going... Thank you. Hear what? What?
Alright, so yeah, she dies.
The shrine
Oh, no.
is collapsing!
Horrible, no. Let's talk to this guy again. And then once I get back to the other thing, I'll be fine.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tide Beep. I'm not. I am here. So, is that understood? You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a... Thank you. Now tell me. Oh, how very welcoming of you. You want me to let my guard... I was told Quintius was a cultist. Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. The Emperor may have tolerated your activity. You say that, but... So you admit. That sounds an awful lot. And I saw the inscription say... you've clearly been in... Now tell me. You lot are... Yes, because it's all clear to me now. What baffles me. However, you still... Very well. The Emperor said... All I know, all I care about, is that this is your last... Do you have any last words?
You have no idea what you're in for.
You'd squander your last word. Now, once I'm done with... And I can think...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Turning us to gold.
Oh crap, I didn't need to go up there. Whee! Alright, so I'm gonna stop this for now. This is a fine enough introduction given however many length of time we did. Okay, so I have over 2,000 denarius just searching the things. Got flashlight, zipline, heroes, wine. Cool. Alright. I'm going to save the game and call it a night. Well, that's fun. It's like a nice little mystery. Seems to be well done. The graphics are a bit more on the indie side, but it's still pretty comprehensive. There's definitely a solid vibe to everything.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia. I'll go, but...
Okay, do I still retain the item? Okay. So that wasn't really what I was thinking of, but still. Yeah, the game is good. I enjoy it. There's definitely a few different sort of revolving mechanics, like time-wise. There's no clock in the game, which makes it a little tricky. It's sort of like a sequence of events. You kind of have to guesstimate. But I like it, and I'm glad I got it. It is mine. Woohoo! Alright. See you guys later. Do 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 do. La 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 la.